At this time, we will have the first set of speeches from the candidates for sophomore class president, Ms. Ariane Fears and Ms. Asia Renee McGee.
Good evening, everyone, and most importantly, the Panthernauts of Clark Atlanta University. I am Ariane Crystal Kalishi Fears, a first-year psychology major vying to be your next sophomore class president. It was once said, change will not come if we wait for other people or for some other time. We are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the change that we seek. What is the expectation of the president you elect if you do not voice your concerns? It is up to us to address the hidden concerns with the intention to be heard and see changes, not just waste words. And right now, all I've heard is a lot of talk, and I haven't seen a lot of action. So it's time for us to put action behind our words. We are the Great 2-8, and it's time for them to know. The expectation of your council lies in my platform, NASA. Nurture the growth of our class through weekly online check-ins and collaborative events with the Counseling and Disability Services. Advance the ideals of our class through scholarship support and weekly community service opportunities in collaboration with the Financial Aid Office, Friendship Baptist Church, and the Lowry Institute. Strengthen the bond of our class through collaborative activities across all the AUC schools. And lastly, aspire to be the change we wish to see. I may be loud to voice our concerns, but together we can be louder. And it's important that you know I may be the president, but I am your representative. You do not have to be a hidden figure on this campus. So now I ask, what do you truly value in your council? What supports your ideals? What creates the best experience for you? I want to serve you because I won't just talk like a panther, I'll bite like one. Mediocrity has never been associated with my standards, and the council I lead will be no different. I am the leader who advocates on your behalf with no empty promises. I have no interest in running just to hold a title. I run because this is more than just to be recognized. So can we believe in NASA together? I've calculated how far we'll go, but I know I'm only one person, so we have to work as a team. And we are too great to settle. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Asia Renee McGee, a rising sophomore majoring in mass media arts with a concentration in radio, television, and film, coming out of the Black Mecca, Atlanta, Georgia. And I'm campaigning to be your next sophomore class president. I stand before you today with a vision built on the foundation of 3 powerful words: unleashing your potential. We're more than just students. We are individuals, each with a unique story, a burning desire to succeed, and a relentless desire to rise to the top. Now let me be clear, because I feel like image is a popular discussion upon this campaign season. There's power in duality. You can be the person who's always dressed to impress and still the hardest working person in the room. You can be well known and well respected and still put in the grind day in and day out. It's not about choosing between style, poise, or substance. It's about having it all and knowing that they complement each other. As your sophomore class president, I want to show you that a great leader isn't just someone who knows policy or has a list of goals. A great leader is someone who embodies the spirit of excellence in every aspect of their life. Whether it's acing that class, leading a community service project, or showing up in style, I want to set the standard for what it means to be balanced and to be someone who is the best in all worlds. But leadership is not just about what you do, it's about who you are. It's about being approachable, being someone who listens, and building real relationships with the student body. I want to be the president you can come to, the one who knows your name and cares about your ideas. I believe in creating a space where every voice matters and where we can collaborate to make our sophomore year unforgettable. I want to be the leader who proves that you don't have to fit into a box. You can be fashionable, intelligent, kind, and above all, hardworking. You can rise, and when you do, you can take everyone with you. You can be the most dynamic version of yourself, and that's the kind of leadership I'll bring to this position. We are the greatest class with so much potential. Together, we can take our campus by storm, break down barriers, and show the world what happens when we unleash our full potential. We are unstoppable, and the only way is up. Thank you.
And now we will have questions from the SCC. Candidates, please be reminded that you do not have to answer any questions if you so choose not to. Your first question: what past experiences have equipped you for this role, and how will they shape your leadership style?
So, speaking for myself, I can definitely say that, of course, I'm sure most people know I currently serve as the 2024-2025 Miss Freshman here on campus. And how it's prepared me to be sophomore class president, honestly, since I got here, even though I was Miss Freshman, it's like I was on freshman class council. Between being in the offices with the administrators, working side by side with my council, or even just having fun doing what I love, which is event programming. I plan to bring all of that into sophomore class president.
So I currently serve as the freshman class treasurer, and I've also served in the NAACP and also not the C100, but the 100 Black Men for the DeKalb chapter. So for me, I've already been in leadership roles, so I think that it's not just about being prepared, but it's also the way that I've already shown up for our class. For the first year class council, working with Spelman's class council and Morehouse's class council, my council wasn't able to always show up. So I was the one that was making those decisions and making sure that we had a really good event. And I want to make sure that I do that now and later on.
Your next question: if elected, what new initiatives or improvements do you aim to introduce?
So the Never Sit Alone Act is something that I'm interested in pushing for, because my freshman year, I wanted to make sure that all of my friends can definitely say, I didn't let them sit alone at lunch. Our first week, I was asking questions like, hey, did you enjoy the food in the caf? Were you ready for classes? It's not just about making sure that people feel seen, but because my theme is hidden figures, I want to make sure that people don't feel hidden. People should see you every single day. So making sure that you never sit alone is the first thing that I do.
Thank you for that question. I feel like the first thing that I would introduce coming into sophomore year is definitely a luncheon with our administrators. I want each of the student leaders and also the student body to get the opportunity to have visibility for the administrators who can actually make change for our schools. So whether that's getting to know the advisors or getting to know Dean Hemmett or Dean McKinney, just being able to have more visibility to our class.
And your final question: what sets you apart from the other candidates running for this position?
While I do believe that Ariane is a great candidate, I feel like she's so poised, an amazing candidate. I just feel like what sets me apart and makes me different is just my relatability and just being able to be personable, not only with other student leaders, with the student body, but also with administrators. And those relationships are things that I will bring into sophomore class council.
So the lovely lady sitting beside me, the only difference that I really would say that we have is that I've been here for 12 years. My grandmother sits on the board of trustees, so I have actually worked in Clark Atlanta for a very long time, and I've been here. So I understand how things have changed. I understand how things have worked. I also have seen how, even the transition from President French and beforehand. So I know about those things, and I also know how everything works here. So that would be the only difference.
All right, please give it up for the candidates for sophomore class president, Ariane Fears and Asia Renee McGee. Before we resume, candidates, please be reminded that when you come up here to make your speeches, please reset the time clock and start it when you first speak. And now, we will hear speeches from the candidate for sophomore class secretary, Megan Puckett Banks.
Hi everyone, my name is Megan Puckett Banks, and I'm proud to be a student here at the one and only Clark Atlanta University, where we find a way or make one, and I'm running to be the sophomore class secretary. I know the secretary role isn't the loudest, but is one of the most important. I'm the type of person who's ready to work behind the scenes, take notes, organizing meetings, tracking goals, and most importantly, making sure your voices are heard. One thing I've noticed that we don't always get information on time. A lot of us find out about events and opportunities at the last minute, and that's frustrating. I want to change that. I believe I can help make sure information is shared clearly, quickly, and not just with the council, but every student, especially those who feel left out. I care about our class, our voice, and our legacy here at Clark Atlanta University. If elected, I'll make sure you're always in the loop, your ideas are brought to the table, and you'll know exactly where to be for events, service, or celebration. My campaign is built on unity, communication, and progress, and my motto, let's ride the wave to success, because when we move as one, nothing can stop us. So if you're ready to stay organized, stay connected, make sure you vote for me. Thank you.
And now we will have questions from the SEC. Candidate, please be reminded that you do not have to answer any questions if you so choose not to. Your first question, what personal qualities make you the best fit for this leadership role?
I believe that I'm very organized and I'm well on time management, and I think that those qualities alone would allow me to help, bring success to the class council.
Your next question, if you could change one thing about campus life today, what would it be and why?
I probably would help everyone get involved. I feel like the sophomore class, we're pretty distant and we're not like all together. I feel like getting to know one another would be really helpful.
Please give it up for the candidate for sophomore class secretary, Megan Puckett Banks. And now, we will hear speeches from the candidate for sophomore class treasurer, Myron Coleman.
Greetings to my Clark Atlanta brothers and sisters, staff, and faculty. I am Myron Michaela Heaven Coleman, a proud mass media arts major with a concentration in radio, television, and film, hailing all the way from Alexandria, Virginia, where we put the DMV on the map the right way. So, let's get straight into it. As treasurer, I'll make sure our class funds are handled responsibly and used in ways that actually benefit us, whether that's for events, fundraisers, or projects that our class cares about. I'm running for this position because I want to be someone our class can count on. Handling money is an extremely important role, and our class deserves someone who's not just going to track numbers, but actually understands how to manage a budget in the way that benefits all of us. I don't see this role as just a title. I see it as a chance to be a part of what makes our sophomore year better. I want to help bring ideas to life, support the things that matter to all of us, and make sure we're in a good place financially to do the things that we care about. And I'm ready to work with each and every one of you to craft a plan that supports our creative initiatives, enhances our class spirit, and builds memories to last us far past college. If you want someone that's dependable, clear-minded, and serious about doing the job right, vote Myron for sophomore class treasurer. Thank you.
And now, we will have questions from the SEC. Candidate, please be reminded that you do not have to answer any questions if you so choose not to. Your first question, can you share an experience that has best prepared you for this position?
An experience that has best prepared me for this position would probably be organizing events back at home, I organized a lot of events for my high school, and I just did a lot of fundraising stuff, and I made a lot of creative ideas just for all of us to come together and get along and meet new people, and yeah.
Your next question. What motivated you to choose Clark Atlanta University for your education?
I knew I wanted to come to Clark Atlanta ever since I was in middle school, so I did a project on Clark Atlanta when I was in like 8th grade, and then once I got to high school, I started seeing more and more stuff about this college, and mainly the people here. It seems like the type of I felt like I would fit into this institution, and that's why I chose Clark Atlanta.
Please give it up for the candidate for sophomore class treasurer, Myron Coleman. And now we will hear speeches from the candidates for sophomore class representative, Charles Strange, Rashaya Drummond, Summer Porter, and Tristan Miller.
Good evening, CAU family. My name is Tristan Miller, and I'm honored to stand before you as a rising sophomore business administration student with a focus in marketing, hailing from Columbus, Georgia, and I am vying to become your next sophomore class representative. But more importantly, I stand here today as a fellow student and peer for the class of 2028. My passion for our experience doesn't come from being a student. It comes from where I'm from and what I stand for. Being born and raised in a city like Columbus, Georgia, I know what it means to represent, stand up for what you believe in, and push for change. And that's exactly what I intend to do to be as your sophomore class representative. I aspire to be an advocate for the hidden voices, the issues, and the decisions. My initiatives are built on these 3 pillars. Number 1, student voice and concern. CAU is great because of us, our energy, our ideas, and our ambition. But let's be honest, sometimes it feels like our voices get lost in the shuffle. Well, that changes now. I will advocate for more student input in decisions that impact our class. Your concerns, they won't be just heard, they will be amplified. Campus improvements. We deserve an environment that supports our growth, comfort, and success. Whether it's better dining options or improved study spaces, I will work to ensure our needs are not just considered, but prioritized. Lastly, mental health and wellness. College can be stressful. Between classes, extracurriculars, and everyday life, mental health is just as important as student academic success. I will push for more relief activities, ensuring everyone is aware of the mental health resources, and most importantly, foster a culture of unity. No matter what we face, we will navigate through the trials and tribulations together because we are one class, one family. And if elected, I will find a way to make sure the class of 2028 is heard and supported in every way possible. This is why I stand firmly on my platform, raising empowerment, promoting respect, elevating student engagement, and navigating together, or we call it represent. So, class of 28, I leave the decision in your hands. If you want to continue to be great, then vote Tristan Miller as your next sophomore class representative. Thank you.
Good evening. I would first like to start off by thanking the faculty, students, and staff for taking time to be here today. For anyone who doesn't know me, my name is Summer Sienna Porter, a rising sophomore majoring in mass media arts with a concentration in public relations, vowing to be your next class of 2028 representative. This role is not just about having a title or to stand up here and list all my qualifications on why I feel I am best fit for this position, because let's be real, nobody wants to sit here and listen to a long resume. You want to know if I can get things done, if I can actually be the voice for students and make a real change to ensure that our experiences here at Clark Atlanta University will be the best it possibly can. The reason I'm standing up here today is because many students on this campus don't feel heard. I'm ensuring that everyone knows I will listen and understand their ideas and concerns, whether it's about campus life or academics. The years we spend here will shape our futures. I want to make sure that each and every one of us has the resources, support, and opportunities we need to succeed. Now, some of you may be wondering, why me? Well, to keep it short, I'm someone who leads with my heart and not my ego. Someone who represents a real student voice, not just a popular opinion. My campaign theme, Call Me If You Get Lost, isn't meant to just be a cute or trendy theme, even though it may be, but a call to action that I will get things done. I built my campaign off of 3 important structures: advocate, plan, and communicate. Advocating not only for my class, but with my class will help us build a stronger foundation for our needs and wants. Plan events my peers see best fit for them, with events and programs that will involve their self-interest, along with finding available times that fits my peers' schedules. And lastly, communicating effectively with the people I need to voice my classmates' thoughts and concerns. Navigating through college is hard enough alone. My peers deserve someone who will actually listen and not give false hopes and promises that will never be received. Like Tyler, the Creator, once said, I'm on my own wave. I'm here to be genuine, transparent, and ready to make things happen. So when it comes time to vote, I would like for my peers to vote for someone who is best fit for them. Me, Summer Porter, a person they will call their next sophomore class representative. Thank you.
Good evening. Dear CAU people, Panthers, and future leaders, it's truly time for a change, and not just any change, but one that brings you a peer, a mentor, a listener, and most importantly, a delegate that will positively and effectively advocate for the great class of 2-8. My name is Rashaya Victoria Drummond. I am a rising sophomore from Westchester, New York at the illustrious Clark Atlanta University. Ready to be bold, ready to be real, and ready to be your 2025-2026 sophomore class representative. I'm here to fight for what matters to you, from housing and dorm conditions to stronger campus safety and faster responses when issues arise. There will no longer be feeling unheard or left behind. I'll be the one making sure our concerns are brought to the table and acted upon. But this isn't just about fixing problems. My main goal is to bring people from all backgrounds, demographics, and cultures together to create something beautiful and powerful. A unified story made up of hundreds of unique voices becoming one lasting legacy for the class of 2028. Remember my name, remember my face during voting time to give us all a chance to shine. There's no I in team, so let's work together to achieve the Panther dream.
Good evening, Panther family. I am Charles Mack Strange, and I'm vying to be your sophomore class representative. Innovation. Innovation is a process of creating. It is a process in which people come together and think of new and great ideas. Under the 36th innovative SGA administration, I was appointed to be Speaker of Senate. Within my time in the innovative administration, we have accomplished many milestones. We were the first fully seated Senate in over 4 years, and we managed to pass 9 bills and 1 resolution, the most documented in CAU history. But the student body is still not happy. CAU still has issues, so the job is not finished. I see the work of the 36th administration as stepping stones that the 37th administration can use to elevate CAU to its highest potential. These stepping stones include the passing of a resolution regarding housing, parking, and cafe services. As your class representative, I will utilize these stepping stones and my current executive experience within the SGA to empower your voice, make our issues better, and let us be the best Panther family we can be. Now, what I'm about to say is so genuine that no script is needed.
And now, we will have questions presented by the SEC. Candidates, please be reminded that you do not have to answer any questions if you so choose not to. Your first question: with various leadership opportunities available, what drew you to this specific position?
I'll answer. So what drew me to this position was I've always been someone who I felt like my voice was never heard. I noticed that here at Clark Atlanta University, anything is possible, literally anything. Seeing other student leaders, our current class rep, just seeing her, she really drew me to run for this position because I realized I could do it. I have a voice that needs to be heard, so why not?
So, what drew me to this position was I felt like there were so many little voices that were not heard, that people who sit in their rooms who did not come out, and like I said before, our class is somewhat divided, so I thought that I can bring our class together to make a big voice and be the great 2-8.
So why I ran for this position is I saw a need for change within the CAU community, because I am the current suites representative in the Senate, and I saw the issues that people needed. CAU does not need to be a place where people don't have AC or toilets or laundry. So I needed to elevate my position within this campus to advocate for everybody's voices. Thank you.
Excuse me, can you repeat the question one more time?
Yes. With various leadership opportunities available, what drew you to this specific position?
What drew me to sophomore class representative was I'm very personable, and everybody I come across, I try to get a deep connection with the person I come across, and I like to learn about other people. So I know that everybody has different voices, and I feel like everybody, since they have different voices, every small voice can make one large voice, and I want to be that advocate for everybody so they can feel like they need to be heard.
Your second question: what sets you apart from the other candidates running for this position?
I'll go. What sets me apart is my transparency. I'm someone who is very honest. I don't like to just hear people give false promises in hopes that cannot be received. It's not going to get anybody anywhere. It's not going to give you the title you want at all. So I'm very transparent. I'm very honest. I'm an open book. Before I am a representative, I'm a friend, a shoulder that someone can cry on, someone that a person can come to. So thank you.
So I believe what sets me apart is my leadership, my strong voice. As a member of the best cohort 3 of Google Scholar, I'm really part of a tight group of leaders, innovators. I have a close network of people who want to see CAU become a better place.
Okay, what sets me apart is not only my experience with the career and development faculties, but it's also my ability to take criticism and the ability to just see people and see who they really are and just be passionate and be empathetic with them and really understand them and get the time and take the time to just really process and understand what they're telling me and not just go one through here and out the other.
Well, for starters, before I start, I do have great peers that I'm going against for this position. But I feel like what sets myself apart from these other candidates is because I'm very advocate, I'm very noticeable, and also I like to talk to people. And also, when it comes to talking to people, like I advocated for my last answer, I said that you got to be more personable with everybody, and I feel like I'm very personable, and I will not take no for an answer until the issue is resolved or salute.
And your final question: if you are not elected, how will you continue to contribute to campus leadership and involvement?
I'll go. That is a great question. If I am not ever so fortunate to get this position, I'm going to continue doing what I do every day. Being a friend, being a person that will stop someone on the promenade and just tell them how great they look. I'm someone who is just very open to being friends with anybody, really. I just keep doing what I'm doing. I'm a part of multiple organizations, keep trying to be a student leader in every way I possibly can, even if I'm not representative. So, yeah.
Okay, so if I am not able to win this position does not define me. And there are so many opportunities, and I will still be able to go in those other organizations and put my best foot forward and represent our class in any other way possible, while still be able to talk and get to know my classmates better and my fellow grade 2A class. So, yeah, thank you.
Find a way or make one. You know, this position is not the only way that I could advocate for all your guys' voices. Coming into my sophomore year as a rising sophomore, I'm going to find positions, I'm going to find a way to advocate for your guys' voice. This is not the end of the path.
If I just so happen not to get the title of sophomore class representative, I'm just going to keep going, remain with my head held high. You know, I'm more than just a position, I'm actually a human. And I'm going to just continue to be a listener for everybody I come across, get to know people more, and look at this just an opportunity to get myself out there.
Please give it up for the candidates for sophomore class representative, Charles Strange, Rashaya Drummond, Summer Porter, and Tristan Miller. And now we will hear speeches from the candidates for junior class president, Danae Samuel, Mary Asanawa Adeleye, and Rakita Spencer.
Good evening, everyone. I am Mary Asanowo Adeleye, a rising junior criminal justice major with a minor in psychology, hailing all the way from Sacramento, California, vying to be your junior class president. 1 Corinthians 10:24 says, "Let no one seek his own good, but the good of the other." Growing up in Sacramento, a city where black people are overlooked and underrepresented, and around women who are so strong-minded that my voice would often drown in the presence of theirs, once led me to believe that my voice held no power. God has allowed me to overcome believing that I didn't have power and led me to be in positions such as these where I can speak up for those who cannot. My platforms shine for social and political awareness, harmony, involvement, networking, and empowerment lead to the mission statement of my own, that people are the wealth of a nation, not material possessions. We must stray away from the mindset that having material gain is worth more than people. We must take action to ensure that our voices are heard and work together to prioritize and maintain relationships at CAU, building trust among one another and change the narrative of what many deem college to be, which is a glorified high school with segregation between classifications. Bringing back the definition of community before it was tainted by social media and leading together without dictatorship will be the ultimate goal in making impact. Once again, I am Mary Asanowo Adeleye, vying to be your next junior class president.
Good evening, everyone. I am Danae Samuel, a second-year business administration student with a concentration in marketing, and I'm honored to be running to serve as your next junior class president. Now, I know for a lot of you, this might be your first time really hearing from me, but even if we haven't met, I want you to know I see you, I hear you, and I feel the same things many of us have been feeling. When we chose Clark Atlanta, we chose more than a university. We chose culture, connection, and community. We expected to walk into a space full of energy and school pride. And in the beginning we did, but over time that spark has dimmed. And now a lot of us are just in our own lanes, doing our own thing, focused on finishing these last few years of school and figuring the rest out on our own. But that's not why we came here. We came here to grow, to thrive, and to do it together. 27 Sent from Heaven is a class full of talent, ambition, and creativity, but we're moving separately instead of as one. That's the disconnect, and that's why I'm here. That's what I'm here to change. My platform is called Rhythm and Flow, a mission to help us reconnect, re-engage, and rebuild the experience we all came here for. So what does that look like? If fueling campus connections by creating consistent, intentional events that reflect us, whether it's wellness days, game nights, or collabs with other organizations. We deserve spaces that feel like home, not just something to do. Leading with purpose, meaning I'll always act with intention and transparency. I plan to hold regular class roundtables, open spaces where you can voice your ideas and concerns. Therefore, will allow me to take your feedback seriously and follow through, not just make promises. Opening opportunities by making sure our class is not only aware of everything Clark has to offer, but that we're truly taking advantage of it. At the same time, I want to spotlight our student creatives, leaders, and entrepreneurs through pop-up events and social media series that highlights the talent within our class. So both the university's resources and our classmates' gifts are front and center. And most importantly, I want us to all win together, making sure no one feels like they have to figure it out alone. By supporting each other and combining our strengths, we can restore our unity and build lasting relationships that go beyond graduation. Class of 2027, we were just freshmen, and now we're halfway to the finish line. These next 2 years won't last forever, but we have the power to make them count. Let's bring back the spark, let's move as one, and let's get back in rhythm. I am Danae Samuel, and I'm ready to serve as your next junior class president.
Then I heard the voice of the Lord saying, "Whom shall I send? And who will go for us?" And I said, "Here I am. Send me." Isaiah 6:8. My name is Rakita T. Spencer, a sophomore political science major from Adel, Georgia, and I'm honored to be vying for the position of the junior class president-elect for the 2025-2026 academic year of the 37th administration. We are living in serious times, times that call for bold leadership. The challenges we face demand that we rise, unite, and make voices heard. As John Lewis said, if not us, then who? If not now, then when? This is our moment. Together we can make a real difference, not just as the junior class, but as a united student body. When I transferred to Clark Atlanta University of fall 2024, I came from a small town with big dreams, stepping into a world that was different from what I knew. But I quickly realized that our unique backgrounds shaped by race, culture, gender, and more don't divide us, they unite us. This intersectionality revitalizes our community and strengthens our collective power. Leadership is not about titles. It's about service. It's not about performative appearances. It is about intangible substance. Shirley Chisholm said, "Service is the rent we pay for the privilege of living on this earth." So I ask you, Panthers, when looking at the scope of leadership and leaders, don't just focus on the position. Instead, ask yourself, what are you or they being led by? As your junior class president, I promise to serve with humility, advocate for your concerns, and guarantee a shaking within this new administration. Together, we build a Panther world, a movement rooted in wisdom, organization, resilience, leadership, and dedication. The time for bold leadership is now. Let's rise to the standard of illustrious and create the change we want to see. Thank you for your support, and together we will make history. And I am Rakita T. Spencer, vying to be your 2025-2026 junior class president.
And now we will have questions prepared by the SEC. Candidates, please be reminded that you do not have to answer any questions if you so choose not to. Your first question, what makes you the ideal candidate for the position you're seeking?
That's a great question. So what makes me an ideal candidate for this position is my keen detail to specific things that are happening within the school, and also my historical background and resilience to the things that I've been through. Coming here to Clark Atlanta, I wanted to come here my first year, but I didn't get to. So I transferred. And immediately when I got here, I was scared and nervous. I didn't know what to do. But when I was able to actually move around and get to be a part of the specific leadership here, I was able to build the confidence within that. So
I believe my main thing, what makes me an ideal candidate is making sure, my keen ability to pay attention to detail, honestly, and to be relatable to people. And I know a lot of people have said to be relatable, but honestly, I think a lot of leaders need to look at the importance of how you are leading others and the shepherdship in that. So that would be my answer for that.
Thank you for that question. I think I would be an ideal candidate, not only because of experiences and positions that I've held in the past, but also because I have experienced leaders who are dictators and who don't know how to lead and who don't listen, because the underlying concern that we mainly have is to have our voices heard. And I know we say that we want everybody's voices to be heard, and honestly, sometimes when there are too many options, there can be confusion, but there's always a way to get somebody into something. Just like if you have too many pairs of shoes, you're not gonna know which one to pick. So let's say we come in with an idea and we say, does anybody have anything to add, anything to take away? And if not now, there's gonna be another time. So just making sure that we're being the people who we wanna see.
Repeat the question one more time.
Yes. What makes you the ideal candidate for the position you're seeking?
I believe what makes me an ideal candidate is my optimistic attitude and my ability to pour words back into my community. I feel like showing people that they are valued and you see them ultimately allows them to step into their full potential. And I always see the light at the end of the tunnel, no matter what it's looking like right now. So yeah.
Your second question. What is one innovative idea you would implement that has never been done before?
Well, with us not having guaranteed housing on campus, I want to implement something, maybe we can do it like monthly, have like outings in Atlanta, like over the weekend, maybe like skating or picnic or just something to bring class of 27 together. Yeah.
Thank you so much for that. Like seriously, for real. To that point, back to the housing situation, one specific idea that I would like to implement is the need for political advocacy and organizing. As you know, I'm a political science major, and I believe it is important for all Panthers to make sure that they are politically informed. When you look at the history of Clark Atlanta, the Atlanta student movement was started here. And it wasn't just adults that started this movement, it was the students that started it. And I believe that it is important for us as young people, especially in the time that we are in today, to know our history and to make sure that we are being politically informed. So towards the housing situation, I think the first thing that I would do is make sure that I'm connecting with my class and pre-planning and organizing ways that we can be able to peacefully protest and peacefully do it in a manner of where we are making our voices heard. Also set out a specific layout of solution, because we can't just sit here and complain and have no solutions. So I would just say for that, first thing, making sure that my community and the people that I'm leading and shepherding are politically informed, and also making sure that we're organizing and pre-planning to peacefully protest and make our voices heard to the administration, to the Board of Trustees, and many other leaders that are the higher ups. So that would be my answer.
One idea that I would implement, one of the pieces that I'm doing for my platform is empowerment and making sure that the voices are heard. As Rakita was saying, having town hall meetings more often instead of having them once a semester, one time a year. We need to have them routinely so that we're able to get the voices heard in the students, having a ballot box where people can submit proposals to express their ideas for concerns instead of complaining, but also a plan for how we can change that. And alongside that would also be a year-round drive for clothes. Like we can always, instead of donating to the Goodwill or something like that, we can donate to Clark Atlanta University and keep it within the community, because we all have things that we don't need and there's always somebody that's in need. So those are some things.
And now we will have questions that are asked by your peers, presented by Janiyah White.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, candidates. I do have questions for you from the crowd. The first question is, what differentiates you from other candidates?
I think that I love my candidates, by the way. They're queens, by the way. They're beautiful black young ladies. I think that what makes me differently from my other candidates is, I want to think about that question. I'm gonna be honest, I want to think about it.
Repeat it, I got you. So the question is, what differentiates you from other candidates?
I think Mary and Rakita are amazing, by the way. But I feel like what's different about me is that I'm authentic. I feel like I come as my true self all the time, and having this leadership role wouldn't change me. I'm very easy to talk to. I feel like establishing those personal relationships are important because ultimately that's what opens people up and that's what brings them, together. So, yeah, just saying my true self at all times and making myself more relatable and available to talk to.
I would say what sets myself apart, as you said, I love both of the candidates here. I think they're both amazing candidates. But as I said in my speech, I believe that people are the wealth of a nation, not material things, so that is something that I live by. And I always see things from multiple perspectives, and I always put myself in somebody else's shoes. Whenever somebody's having a day or somebody's rude, I don't take it personally because you just never know what's going on behind closed doors. So always just taking multiple things into consideration and finding the common ground, I think that's something that sets me apart.
So back to the question, what separates me from my other candidates? Like I said, I love them. But I believe that what sets me apart is my commitment to my community and my dire need to make sure that public servitude is shown first before performance. Coming into Clark Atlanta and looking at the specific leadership throughout these specific months that I've been here, I've seen a lot of performative behavior. And for me, I want to be able to break that cycle specifically within this era that we're in right now in Clark Atlanta University. I feel like we're in an era of where we're in very much hard times, but I don't think it's for mistake. I think these hard times are exactly what we need right now in Clark Atlanta. I think that these hard times that we're in currently as a black community is exactly what we need, because sometimes we get too comfortable and we settle for comfortability instead of arising to the occasion. Clark Atlanta has a history, and we call ourselves all the time. Dr. George T. French Jr. says we are the illustrious Clark Atlanta University. And I don't think that us criticizing this school is bad. I think that when we criticize it, it's in the matter of making sure that we live up to the standard of being illustrious. And so I think that what sets me apart is my dire need to community and shepherdship for the people. I'm for the people regardless of the title. Period.
Our last question. How do you plan to ensure that your platform will be active beyond this stage?
For me, currently right now, when I got to Clark Atlanta, I really wanted to make sure that I was active in the community of Atlanta. Right now, I currently work at the Georgia State Capitol as an intern, and I try my best to make sure that I'm listening to the representatives, and I'm listening to their specific platforms, and listening to the people that are coming before me right now. And so for me, how I would make sure that my platform is active and alive beyond this position or beyond this university is just making sure that I'm active within adjusting to the pressures outside of this university. A lot of us believe that whenever we're solving issues of Clark Atlanta, that the pressures of the world don't matter within Clark Atlanta. But you have to be able to not only withstand the test of time of the pressures of Clark Atlanta, but withstand the test of time and understand the pressures of this outside of Clark Atlanta as well. So I would say making sure that I'm being politically informed, understanding the legislative process, and getting myself out there, whether that's on campus or outside campus at that Capitol. So yeah, that's what I would do to make sure that it's active and alive.
Can you repeat the question one more time, please?
How do you plan to ensure that your platform will be active beyond this stage? One more time, I'm sorry. How do you plan to ensure that your platform will be active beyond this stage?
I feel like class of 27, like I said, is so talented. Everybody has their own thing going on. And I feel like they take that and they just do their own thing. I feel like, which ties in with our motto, find a way or make one. I feel like they take that and they click with they take that and they find their crowd and they stick with that crowd. And I feel like we're all so talented and creative and ambitious. Why not put all of those ideas together and ultimately win together, which is what the W stands for in flow. And I feel like doing so, I would have to bring more engaging experiences. I feel like when our class sees flyers or sees posts, they're not that engaged and they don't come. So I feel like not necessarily making it more fun, but making it more fun in a sense. Because honestly, that's what brings the people out. And when we get to that point, that's when we can start networking and
Okay, so one of the first things that I would do with bridging the gap between the classifications is reaching out to the other elects, the senior class president, sophomore, freshman class president, and seeing ideas that they have that we can do to bridge the gaps together between the classifications. And I have been giving out books, financial literacy books, and how to be in the green zone, not only to the junior class, the rising junior class, but to other classifications, because goals, everything that I have, all the resources that I have, I want to share with everybody. I would share it to people that don't go to Clark Atlanta University. I'm just for the people, and so these are just some of the things that I have implemented already.
And that concludes the questions from the crowd.
And now we will hear speeches from the candidates for junior class, Vice President Marcella Banks and David White Jr.
Good evening to the Panthers of the illustrious Clark Atlanta University and the powerful, purpose-driven class of 2027. I am Marcella Banks, a rising junior business administration major from the West Coast, San Francisco, California. And tonight, I am not just standing before you as a candidate, I'm standing before you as a leader who is ready to serve, support, and stand up for you, class of 2027. Many of you may know me as an active leader on this campus, but leadership is not about titles. Leadership is about showing up. It is about being visible, being accountable, and most importantly, being connected to the people you serve. That's why I am running for your junior class vice president. Because I believe our class deserves leadership that listens, leadership that leads with heart, and leadership that gets results. That's why I'm running on the platform of luck, leading with unity, commitment, and knowledge. Unity, because when we move together, we win together. I will make sure every voice is heard, every student feels valued, and no one is left behind. Commitment, because I don't make promises. I don't just make promises, I make progress. I will work relentlessly to advocate for more resources, stronger student engagement, and new opportunities that reflect your needs. Knowledge, because information is the key to elevation. I will ensure that our class stays connected to internships, scholarships, networking opportunities, and every tool we need to succeed, not just here at CAU, but beyond these gates. Class of 2027, this election is bigger than me. This is our moment. This is our time to set the tone for what real leadership looks like. And if you want a vice president who is ready to lead, serve with passion and purpose, and fight for you every single day, then the choice is clear. I am Marcella Banks, and I'm ready to be your next junior class vice president. And always remember, as long as you've got me, you've always got good luck, Panthers!
Good evening to my school, our school, Clark Atlanta University, my Panther family, my why, and my future. I'm beyond grateful and blessed to be able to be here today and have the privilege to not only represent myself, but my university and my beloved class of 27. Now, before I dive in, let me just say that this moment right here, it is not just about a speech, and it's way bigger than a position. It's about a chance to connect, a chance to grow, and build something real together. I am David White Jr., a rising junior, fashion merchandising scholar with a minor in mass media arts, coming all the way from Little Rock, Arkansas. Now I know what y'all are thinking. This campaign looks a little familiar. That's because just like everybody hates Chris, I've had to prove myself. I've had to face setbacks, and I've had to rise above all the noise. But here's the twist. This time it's everybody elects David, because I'm not just here to be seen or serve in this role. I'm here to serve and leave a lasting impact behind my Panther family. Allow me to be your voice for the students who feel overlooked, unheard, underestimated, to make sure that those ideas just don't get mentioned, they get implemented, acted on, and turned into real change. So together we can build a junior year that's not just memorable, but meaningful. I'm humbly standing behind my platform elects: E, empowerment; L, leadership; E, equity; C, community; T, transformation; and S, success. Elects is about us. It's about making sure our voices are heard, our opportunities are real, and our future is strong. Let's bring in that underdog energy just like Chris Rock. You all have worked so hard, stayed so true, and now it's our time. As your next junior vice president for the illustrious Clark Atlanta University, I promise to be the voice, the vision, and the vessel to the change. The choice is yours, the time is now, and the voice is David. Thank you.
And now we will have questions prepared by the SEC. Candidates, please be reminded that you do not have to answer any questions if you so choose not to. Your first question: what past experiences have equipped you for this role, and how will they shape your leadership style?
Okay, so as mentioned in my speech before, I am an active leader on this campus, and it's not just here at Clark Atlanta University. I serve within the community around Clark Atlanta. I feel as though my platform, Leading with Unity, I will be able to involve all of our classes and leave a mark and a change on Clark Atlanta's campus.
Can you please repeat that question one more time?
Yes. What past experiences have equipped you for this role, and how will they shape your leadership style?
Before I came into this university, I did not know where my life was about to go. And coming into this university, not just me, not just the administration, but a lot of these students have been able to make me feel like I belong here. And that is my why. Thank you.
Your second question: what do you believe is the most critical responsibility of this role?
So as my first initiative that I did yesterday for Monday's campaign day, I asked Class of 270 to speak their voice. Let your opinion know. So some people are scared to like voice their opinion and let it all be known. So they wrote on a green luck card and said something that they wanted to be changed within the class of 27. A lot of people stated that they wanted events to be had, they wanted better housing, they wanted more communication within the class. So I feel as though my first event would be to have more bonding skills, more people to know, get to know each other, to gain knowledge within each other because we are about to graduate. We do need each other. We do need opportunities within once we leave these gates on Clark Atlanta's campus.
It all starts with us. Could you please repeat that question?
Yes. What do you believe is the most critical responsibility of this role?
Yes, so the most critical responsibility for this role would be to just simply make sure that everyone is being noticed, everyone is being heard, and relying it back to my platform, as I said, elects, making sure that we all matter. Thank you.
And now we will have questions asked by your peers, presented by Janiyah White.
Good evening, candidates. I do have some questions from the crowd. Our first question is, how will you bridge the gap of faculty and students? An example being students not having contact with their advisors.
Thank you so much for that question. What I would do to specifically do what you just said is have some type of event on the promenade where we all have our administrators there and we have our students to be able there to necessitize. Thank you.
Okay, so just about a month ago, I attended the town hall meeting, and when we went to the town hall meeting, there wasn't not as many students there as there was faculty. So when I went, they were talking about how can we get students engaged, how can we get students to come and be more reliable so that they are able to get to know their faculty. So I think beginning with, I will start with the students so that we are knowing more about each other, we're knowledgeable about each other, and then from then, we will be able to work with faculty and advisors. We do have apps here and resources here on Clark Atlanta's campus that is not much used, so I want our students to know, in class of 27, to know that they are here on Clark Atlanta's campus. We just need to go out and find them.
Our last question. As vice president, you are over events. What events will you host?
Okay, well, I just mentioned it before, but I did ask class of 27 to speak their voice, and they said they want more events, they want to get to know each other more. We've been here since sophomore year. I'm walking around campus, and I'm like, are you a sophomore? It's people saying yes, I'm like, I've never seen you before. So doing that, and I'm like, okay, I need to get to know you. What's your Instagram? What's your LinkedIn? Let's connect, let's network. I want us to have events so we can connect, we can be knowledgeable. By the time we graduate, we have internships, we have scholarships, we have jobs, and we're ready to succeed and not fail with each other.
Again, thank you so much for that question. The event that I already have planned and proposed would be to get all of our entrepreneurs in our exact class to come in and start their, one second. The event that I already have proposed is for all of our entrepreneurs and business owners in our exact class to come in and be able to make some type of event where they're all showcasing their brands. Thank you.
This concludes questions from the crowd.
Please give it up for the candidates for junior class Vice President Marcella Banks and David White Jr. And now we will have speeches From the candidates for junior class secretary, Carrington Edie and Courtney Ward.
Good evening, Panther family. I am Carrington Chanel Edie, a sophomore business administration scholar with a concentration in marketing and a minor in fashion merchandising, hailing all the way from Prince George's County, Maryland. And I will be your next junior class secretary. This isn't just about a position. It's about purpose. It's about building a class culture where every idea, every voice, and every student matters. That's why my campaign stands on 3 powerful letters, SPY, SPY. S stands for strategic, leadership, and planning. I'm not here to throw random events. I'm here to plan with intention. Events that are inclusive, engaging, and meaningful. From pop-up shops for junior-owned businesses to cookouts and trail ride classes. I want every event to reflect us, our culture, and our creativity. P is for precise communication and execution. Let's be real. There's nothing worse than finding out about an event the day of. As your secretary, I will make sure updates are clear, consistent, and timely so you never feel out of the loop again. Communication won't just be a checklist, it'll be a connection. And most importantly, Y stands for Your Voice Matters. This role isn't just about documenting minutes, it's about making sure every voice in this class is heard and respected. Through feedback forums, junior class town halls, and direct communication, I will bring your concerns straight to the table because you deserve to be heard. So when you vote, don't just vote for a title. Vote for someone who will strategize, communicate, and amplify your voice. Vote Carrington Chanel Edie for junior class secretary, your spy on success.
Good afternoon, CAU family, and a special greetings to the class of 27 sent from heaven. I am Courtney Ward, a proud Dean's List scholar, a campus ambassador, and a member of the Silver Breeze flag line of the Mighty Marching Panthers. I'm running to serve as your junior class secretary because our class deserves a leader who has been here since day one. Our time at Clark is flying by, but there's still so much we can do to make our junior year one to remember. That's why I'm running on the platform Court, which will keep the process running smoothly and efficiently. Communication. No more guessing games. I plan to create clear, consistent lines of communication between the council and the class. When you need to know what's happening on campus, you won't have to ask again. Organization. We all know that college life can be chaotic. I want to bring real structure to events, initiatives, and outreach efforts that matter to us. Update. Transparency is key. I'll make it a priority to keep you in the loop. You deserve to know what your council is doing, and with regular updates, we'll make sure there are no secrets, just results. Record. We're building a legacy, and I want to document it. I'll work to keep a full record of what we accomplished as juniors, something we can look back on with pride and to pass on to the next class. Track. Success doesn't happen overnight, but progress can be tracked. I'll set goals for every initiative and measure how we're doing with timeliness, feedback, and data. That way, we'll stay on track, and you know we will deliver our promises. As someone who's been active, involved, and invested in CAU from day one, I'm not just running to win, I'm running to serve. I've learned through every experience that real leadership means showing up, listening, and getting things done. So Panthers, if you're ready for structure, action, and results, vote Courtney for your next junior class secretary.
And now we will have questions prepared by the SCC. Candidates, please be reminded that you do not have to answer any questions if you so choose not to. Your first question, if elected, what new initiatives or improvements do you aim to introduce?
So one thing I aim to introduce is more organization. I have talked to the current class sophomore secretary and the current junior class secretary, and they both have gave me things and tips on how to be more organized, who do I need to talk to, what I need to do to get done. So I feel like bringing more organization to the class council is one thing I do want to bring. Thank you.
I say just making more time to connect with each other, making more time to connect with the government as well. I do feel like Hold up, sorry y'all. Okay, so I will say just bringing more events for each other to connect with one another, as well as bring communication to the government. I know last year, and at least this year, I do feel like we didn't really have time to really connect, so I will put a lot of those initiatives in place. Thank you.
Your second question. What personal qualities make you the best fit for this leadership role?
The specific qualities and leadership skills that make me a great candidate for this role is because I am very real. I'm very transparent. If something needs to be done, I will make sure I communicate it to our government to make sure that it's done.
Some qualities I have to bring to this position would be my dedication. I never stop trying. If anything ever happens, I still keep going. I don't let anything set me back. My courage, my integrity. I also keep it real. I'm very relatable. If anybody ever needs to talk to me, then I'm more than an open book. So, thank you.
Please give it up for the candidates for Junior Class Secretary, Carrington Edie and Courtney Ward. And now we will hear speeches from the candidate for Junior Class Representative, Samaj Johnson.
Greetings to the class of 2027. I am Samaj Johnson, a second-year business administration major with a concentration in marketing and a minor in business analytics from New Orleans, Louisiana. I stand before you running for the junior class representative for the 2025-2026 academic school year. First off, I would like to thank the class of 2027 for everything they have earned in these first 2 years of college. Give yourself a round of applause. As we all know, the word representation means a lot to you and I. As we represent our families, we represent where we're from, but everyone's representation matches each other's, as we are on the road to the better living that we have all dreamed of. We have proved ourselves as motivators and achievers with so many student-led groups with ideas, energy, and leadership that is unmatched and have not reached their peak. As your representation, I will ensure that there is a bridge between student government and all student-led campus organizations. I will push for more collaboration on events, initiatives, and projects that are important to you. Guidance is something that our class has worked hard for. Many of us have shared our frustration about not being kept up to date on important matters such as housing updates, policy changes, and other critical information. With guidance and negotiation from our council and us as a class, we will be able to continue our mission without stress. I believe the hidden gem that the student body of Clark Atlanta is the best in the USC because we are a part of a community. Nothing is separating the people of the Vine City community from interacting with us students every day. Growing up, I heard the term, it takes a village to raise a community, but in this situation, it takes the scholars of the community to uplift the village. By providing more community service, we will help this community of the right way. And lastly, there is 80% of our class is made up of women. That leaves 20% of the male population. With the people that we have in this room today and that are running for candidacies, I believe that we can make Clark Atlanta a better place. Thank you. My fault.
And now we will have questions prepared by the SEC. Candidate, please be reminded that you do not have to answer any questions if you so choose not to. Your first question, how do you plan to serve and represent the students in your classification?
Basically, I feel like I've been a representative all my life. I'm the first child I'm a natural born leader, and I just feel like our class needs a voice. We all do good things, whether it's internships, student organizations. We have powerful people in our class, and I just feel like we need a voice. And I'm just taking that step and that leap forward to be that voice. Thank you.
Your second question, how do you define leadership and how do you embody that definition?
I may define leadership as just being you. As a leader, you have to be yourself. You can't fake it for nobody. And to the class of 2027, I will always keep it real with you. I will keep it real with myself. And we're gonna do the best to win this election.
Please give it up for the candidate for Junior Class Representative, Samaj Johnson.
Thank y'all. God bless.
And now we will hear speeches from the candidates for Senior Class President, Amaya Campbell and Masako Princess Crenshaw.
Good evening, Clark Atlanta University family. I am Amaya Campbell, a rising senior business administration major with a concentration in marketing from Brooklyn, New York. When I arrived at CAU, I was a quiet scholar, focused strictly on academics. But by my sophomore year, I discovered what it truly meant to be a Panther, getting involved, making connections, and finding my voice. That's when I began creating my own legacy and stepping into leadership. Class of 2026, we've experienced so much, but we're still here, stronger, wiser, and more unified than ever. I am honored to stand before you as a candidate for Senior Class President on my platform, Panther, which reflects the values that will guide us through a senior year to remember. P, persevere. We've had to fight through so much, but we've never folded. I'll push for more mental health resources, peer support, and academic aid so we'll finish strong together. A, achieve. We are future CEOs, lawyers, doctors, and innovators. I'll provide workshops, opportunities to prepare us for a life after CAU. N, network. Your network is your net worth. I want to connect us with specific alumni and alumni professionals based on our majors who can help us to open the next doors in our journey. T, thrive. This is our final year. We deserve joy, laughter, and unforgettable moments. I will plan events to celebrate and reflect on the greatness of our class. H, honor. We are Panthers. We carry a legacy. Let's give back and represent our institution with pride. E, engage. Our class is full with talent and brilliance. I will uplift and showcase the talents. R, rise, because that's what we've always done, and we will continue to do. We rise with intention, with pride, and with power. Together, we will inspire the next generation to not only act like a scholar, but to think like a Panther. Thank you.
I firmly stand on the platform of becoming the unforgettable class of 2026 and crowning our legacy. Legacy, leadership that shines like a crown, elevating our class to an illustrious future, guiding every moment with pride and passion, aspiring to make every moment unforgettable, and possibly even events that engage other AUC senior classes. I will prioritize senior engagement, communication, and graduation by launching a senior class video and photo book for the end of the year, which I've already started by taking pictures of my fellow rising seniors at my table. Please stop by. Creating the Senior Talks podcast and maintaining our class Instagram page to keep seniors updated on news, events, and opportunities, ensuring that every senior stays informed and prepared for their next steps. I will create new networking and career preparation opportunities. Essentially, I'm trying to give you an alley-hoop to a job offer by organizing senior focus groups with alumni recruiters to help seniors network and transition into their careers, specific to each department. Ultimately, I plan to create a culture of support and pride to ensure every senior feels included, heard, and celebrated by leading with a focus on success, unity, and memorable experiences. Are you ready to be part of the unforgettable class of 2026? Vote me as Senior Class President.
And now, we will have questions prepared by the SEC. Candidates, please be reminded that you do not have to answer any questions if you so choose not to. Your first question: with various leadership opportunities available, what drew you to this specific position?
I will go first. Like everyone else, I also was just a regular student, didn't have any leadership positions, was a little bit shy when coming into Clark Atlanta University. And the reason why I decided to take this position on was because I was experiencing a lot of setbacks that I didn't believe that I should have been experiencing. Being ghosted by residence life when complaining about a roommate or a mess, things like having my ceiling leak, and when addressing maintenance, them laughing in my face while looking at my ceiling leaking freshman year. So things like that, running into instances like that is what made me decide I need to step up because I want to know what's happening behind closed doors.
Thank you for that question. I decided to choose the role, running for the role as senior class president, because I've been hearing the stuff as the seniors right now. I've been hearing my friends complain. I've been hearing all the noise that they've been saying. And for our class 2026, I want to help with the majors that are not prioritized, or even just helping with the graduation stuff. I just want to be there as a support. So that's why I chose this position, to not only lead by example, but just making sure that everybody is heard and they get an opportunity to hear their voice. Thank you.
Your next question: what sets you apart from the other candidates running for this position?
Okay, I would say what sets me apart from my other candidate is that I am completely committed to creating traditions. I want all students, underclassmen and even seniors, to look forward to senior year. I mean, yes, of course, it's gonna be exciting graduating across the stage, but there's so much more about senior year than just graduating. And what I plan to do is make sure that all seniors are enjoying the most of their senior year and incorporating traditions so that underclassmen can have something to look forward to carry on years after me.
Thank you for that question. I believe what sets me apart from my candidate is that I've learned. I've sat in rooms where I've been taught that asking for help is the way, and it took me a long time to get there. I feel like for the senior class of 2-6 especially, just helping us learn and helping us ask for help. Some people don't know how to ask for help, so just being there as an advocate for them and making sure that we have the time to not only be stressed, because senior year is going to be stressful, but we have the time to decompress as well and have fun together and have a unity and make sure that we are unified to cross the stage together May 2026. Thank you.
Please give it up for the candidates for Senior Class President Amaya Campbell and Masako Princess Crenshaw. And now we will hear a speech from the candidate for Senior Class Representative, Michelle McDaniel.
Okay, y'all can hear me? Cool. Okay. Good evening, Panther family. My name is Michelle McDaniel, and I am running for Senior Class Representative. I am a junior political science scholar with a minor in psychology, coming all the way from the Big 202, Washington, D.C. And my campaign has been something simple, but it's been powerful. It is BMF, Building Meaningful Futures. And if elected, that's exactly what I plan to do. This isn't just about planning events or holding a title. It's about making our senior year truly count. It's about making sure every one of us, regardless of the school, feels celebrated, supported, and set up for success beyond graduation. I'm committed to making real change, not just noise. I want to bring opportunities to connect, grow, and prepare for life after college, all while making space for fun, celebration, and legacy.
I want the final year to be more than just a countdown to graduation. I want it to be a year where we celebrate how far we've come and to confidently step into what is next. A year where we build something meaningful together. If you vote for me, you're voting for leadership that listens, action that matters, and a future we'll all be proud of. Because we're not just closing a chapter, we're setting the tone for everything that comes next. Let's make this year unforgettable. Let's make it meaningful. Vote Michelle McDaniel for senior class representative, and let's build a future worth remembering.
And now, we will have questions prepared by the SCC. Candidate, please be reminded that you do not have to answer any questions if you so choose not to. Your question: what makes you the ideal candidate for the position you're seeking?
There are several things that make me the ideal candidate, but one aspect about myself that I want to highlight is that I have compassion. And what compassion is that your struggle is my struggle. When I see that there's an issue, I'm not just like, oh, okay, we have a problem with X, Y, Z. No, I'm trying to look for a solution for that problem. I feel that it's my responsibility to look for these solutions instead of just sitting there and being like, okay, I have a problem with housing, I have a problem with the shuttles. What am I gonna do about that housing? What am I gonna do about those shuttles? What am I going to do about the opportunities that are presented in the School of Arts and Sciences, and what can I bring to the School of Education? That's what makes me the ideal candidate.
Your second question: what motivated you to choose Clark Atlanta University for your education?
Okay, first and foremost, me being from DC, you know, the capital, everywhere I've gone, I've been surrounded by, you know, everyone trying to make themselves, no, let me be real with y'all. No, I wanted to get away from DC, but I wanted to make sure that I was putting myself in a place that needed me. I want to practice law. And I feel that Georgia is a state that needs more representation in that area. And I feel that I can be that representation for the state. And I thought that, you know, let me look at all the cities, let me see what they have. When I came to Clark Atlanta, within the first 2 minutes, I knew this is where I was going for my undergrad. I came my freshman year of high school, and I was like, okay, yeah, I'm going to Clark Atlanta. I loved how energetic everyone was. I loved the OGs. They were amazing. They just made me feel safe and supported. If I spoke up, I knew that there was going to be someone to listen to me, and I was like, I want to be a part of that because I want those little voices to come to Clark Atlanta and see that there's someone who's going to listen to them. I'll be that person to listen.
Please give it up for the candidate for senior class representative, Michelle McDaniel. Thank you all for participating in the Spring 2025 Class Council official speeches and Q&A. Please be sure to attend all election week activities and come back tomorrow for SGA and Student Senate speeches and debates at 6 o'clock right here in Davish Auditorium. Good night.